One of two cooled conservatories, the Cloud Forest. This cool, moist conservatory is 65 meters tall and features plants from mountainous areas in the world. Also housing Singapore's tallest indoor waterfall, it is one of the star attractions of the gardens. You will stop by here towards the end of the tour, where you can alight to get your tickets. Coming up next is the other cooled conservatory, the Flower Dome. The Flower Dome features plants from the 5 continents of the world, bringing you into the cool, dry climate of the Mediterranean and semi-arid subtropical regions. The air inside is specially cooled and desiccated to match the climate these plants are native to, allowing them to thrive and burst into color. Some of the trees in the Flower Dome have survived a remarkably long passage of time, such as the Mediterranean olive trees that are estimated to be about 1,000 years old. Spend some time at our retail shops, like the one on the left. There are beautiful custom-made Gardens by the Bay memorabilia here. Great gifts or souvenirs for family and friends. Catch a glimpse of the Dragonfly Lake approaching on the right. There is a 440-meter boardwalk beside it to stroll along. The Marina Reservoir and 2 lakes surround Bay South, providing irrigation for plants and a cool respite for visitors. You are now entering the Heritage Gardens, which showcases the plants that occupy a special place in the history and culture of Singapore's main ethnic groups. Welcome to the Indian Garden. Can you spot the national tree of India here? It's right in the middle of the Indian Garden, the banyan tree, also called the Bengal fig. With its tangle of roots and branches, the banyan symbolizes eternal life for Indians. Plants, and especially trees, have huge cultural and religious significance for the Indians. In front of you, a circular opening in the wall welcomes you into the Chinese garden. This is called a moon gate, a feature found in traditional Chinese gardens, and represents a full moon. For the Chinese, a garden is a reproduction of the natural environment. That's why features like ponds and boulders are common in classical Chinese gardens. A rock represents a mountain, and water stands for rivers and waterfalls. The Dragonfly Bridge is just in front, to the right. It is a pedestrian footbridge that connects Bay South to Bayfront MRT Station and Marina Bay Sands. You are entering the Malay Garden, the third of the Heritage Gardens. The timber structure coming up on the right is an example of a traditional village residence, known as a kampong house. On your right, you see lemongrass and the breadfruit tree. These are some of the many food plants used by the Malays. Check out the mighty super trees on the left. You'll see the 22-meter-high OCBC Skyway suspended from the tallest super trees. This aerial walkway offers a panoramic view of Bay South and the surrounding Marina Bay area. Vertical gardens of epiphytes and flowering climbers adorn the trunks of the super trees. At night, special light and sound effects turn the super tree grove into a spectacle not to be missed. The last of the Heritage Gardens is a horticultural representation of Singapore's colonial past. The frangipani, with its white flowers, were chosen to match the black and white houses of the early British planters in Singapore. Important cash crops they brought in the 1800s are featured here. To the right are the Brazilian rubber tree and the African oil palm. You are now leaving the Heritage Gardens, one of the 2 themed gardens at Bay South. We hope you've enjoyed learning about Singapore's culture and heritage through the plants you have just seen. You are approaching a stupendous white baby sculpture called Planet by British artist Mark Quinn. The sculpture's surroundings reflect the white theme of the colonial garden. It is the most significant of the many sculptures around the gardens, which include water buffaloes, horses, and dragonflies. You are now making your way into the meadow, a prime example of how Bay South provides a space for communities to come together. This is Singapore's largest outdoor gardens event venue, able to accommodate 15,000 people. For better acoustics, you will notice that the concert space is shaped like a bowl. Look to the right and you will see the Dragonfly Lake. The garden lake system collects all the rainwater within the garden's catchment. The water passes through filter beds of semi-aquatic plants, which clean the water before it enters the lake. The water in the lakes is used for irrigating the plants. It is also returned to the Marina Reservoir when the water level in the lakes rises after rain. On the right is a grove of kaya trees, which have stood here even before the construction of Bay South. The trees have been retained for their nostalgic value and to provide shade for the meadow. Singapore's location on the equator bestows upon it perpetual summer and high rainfall, and rich flora and fauna. These are the threads that have been woven to create a city in a garden. Gardens by the Bay epitomizes this vision, a living green space in the heart of Singapore's new downtown. Bay South brings forth the themes of plants and people, which you saw in the heritage gardens. Nature's balance as shown in the clusters of super trees you will soon visit, and Plants and Planet, which you will see later in the world of plants. The gardens also provides recreational opportunities and a venue for concerts and community events. On days where there are no concerts, the meadow is a wide open space in the middle of the city for friends and family to come together, run around, or have a picnic. Behold the complex forest towering in front of you. This is the Super Tree Grove, one of the distinctive icons of Bay South. Every super tree is a vertical garden rising from 25 to 50 meters high. These trees draw inspiration from the dominant trees of our rainforests that cannot grow to such heights in our urban environment. The tallest super tree is as high as a 16-story building. These green giants perform the functions of real trees, such as absorbing heat and harnessing solar energy via solar panels atop their canopies. This energy is sufficient to light up the trees at night. They also collect and store rainwater, which is used to irrigate the plants that grow on their trunks. Bay South is filled with gastronomic delights. Look up to the left. The tallest super tree at 50 meters high houses a bistro at the top. That guarantees the best treetop view with the backdrop of the beautiful gardens below. The super tree dining area to the right also serves various local and international delicacies. After your ride, be sure to visit the OCBC Skyway on your left. The bridge hangs from the super trees 22 meters in the air and offers a dazzling view of the gardens below. At 7:45 and 8:45 p.m. every evening, the Super Tree Grove serves up an audiovisual treat, the OCBC Garden Rhapsody, a spectacular light and sound show that will captivate your senses. The garden's open grounds, such as the circular lawn to your right, are perfect for a picnic. This area is shaded by a grove of rain trees, such as the one on your right, which have been growing here before the construction of the gardens. Look up to your left and you will notice a giant raised structure. This holds the World of Plants Gardens, which we will visit later. Bay South is built on reclaimed land, which is flat. These raised gardens give variety to the landscape and different levels where visitors can enjoy the gardens. Coming up to the left are two giant fish tanks built right into the wall. Each tank contains carnivorous water dragons. These are the sunken arowana tanks, housing red and golden arowana, which are native to the tropics. These long-lived fish are known for their fierce nature and reputed to bring good luck to their owners. Another fish that symbolizes good luck is the koi fish. Look out for the koi pond to your right. These energetic fish provide a burst of color and vibrancy along this walkway. Because the koi fish is believed to bring prosperity, keeping and breeding koi is quite popular among Singaporeans. Observe the palm trees coming up to your right, and you will spot something strange. Most palms have a single trunk, but this collection of mutated trees have 2 and even 3 trunks, rarities in the plant world. You are now heading to the world of plants. Try to imagine a world without plants. It's impossible. Without plants, there would be no life on the planet. 6 gardens in the world of plants ahead of us focus on the role of plants in our ecosystem. Do you know which were the first plants that colonized the surface of the Earth? In the Discovery Garden, you'll learn how plant life began. Ferns and mosses were the first plants that appeared on land 500 million years ago. If you see what looks like tree trunks lying on the ground, they are actually petrified wood. Ancient trees fossilized through time. The topiary sculptures in front depict the native animals of the rainforest, such as the orangutan, dung beetle, and hornbill. Topiary sculptures require constant pruning to maintain their form. These sculptures are made out of the curtain fig. The animals showcased here are closely linked to the flowering, fruiting, and dispersal of the fig. This is the Fruits and Flowers Garden. Pollinated flowers develop into fruits with seeds. The fruits of the cannonball trees on your left and right expel their seeds when they explode on impact, giving the tree its name. Plants and trees also reproduce by dispersing seeds through wind, water, or animals. Not all plants require direct sunlight to flourish. Explore the dark side of the rainforest in the understory garden. Organisms on the forest floor have found ways to survive under low-light conditions. Fungi, like the mushroom sculptures you see on your right, help to break up fallen leaves and twigs into rich nutrients for vegetation. You are entering the world of palms garden. Palm trees are important components of the tropical rainforest, filling its mid and lower strata. They are also the most common symbols of the tropics. Palms play an important role in everyday life. Rattan is used for furniture. Palm sap is fermented to produce the alcoholic drink toddy. Cow wax is made from the leaves of a Brazilian palm. The trunk of the humble coconut can be used as timber. The fruit fiber is made into mats and sacks, and the white flesh of the fruit can be eaten. At the Secret Life of Trees garden, learn that trees consist of a canopy of leaves, trunk, and roots. The leaves of the snowflake trees on the left and right resemble the lattice structure of a snowflake. Tree trunks are has many points protruding from its trunk. Roots absorb water and anchor the tree to the soil. The next stop is the canopy at the cloud forest once again. The winding trails around the man-made mountain emit mist every 2 hours, mimicking the cool, moist climate of tropical high-elevation areas such as Mount Kinabalu. Do get off here to visit the 2 conservatories, which hold a truly global kingdom of plants. They come from every continent except Antarctica.
Namin pa na.